I like to hand over the charge to the one of the most dedicated Toastmaster and the president of uh, Karachi Toastmaster Club, Madam PM Rusa Kawal. Over to you, the president.
Thank you, Toastmaster Adi. Well, childhood is a fun time, isn't it? I remember this cranky old dude once tell me that you're going to remember this time forever. And I was looking at him from his head to toe. Why the hell would I remember this time forever? Let me tell you, I was 6-year-old and he was a really, really old guy. So I did not really have the sense that, okay, I'm really small and he's really old. So obviously he's telling and talking about it from his perspective. So probably he was remembering childhood from his perspective. What I miss the most about childhood is the ability to make mistakes, innumerable mistakes, and not being judged about it at all. I'm sure many of us miss that part about it. And the second thing I miss the most about it is the almost telepathic connections we have with our friends. We can just look at each other and make conversation, talk to them. I'm sure many of us do that if we have our school friends still around. So before we get into the details of whether we can do that or not, or what else we can do with our friends, let us get on with our business section of the meeting. And before that, let's talk to our guests. So Toastmaster Soy, I found you first. So
Yeah, thank you.
would you like to tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Thank you, Toastmasters. That time I met him on the very big organization, a very big club in the Karachi Toastmaster. I found you have more than 60 members. It's the wonderful club. Thank you for inviting me, and hopefully we join the further meetup.
Thank you, Toastmaster Soy. Let me tell you, Toastmaster Soy is a really instrumental person in conducting that United Toastmasters meeting that we have. And he is a very active member in District 20 as well. Moving on, we have a guest named Tanya. So would you like to tell us a little bit more, unmute yourself a little, talk to us, guest Tanya? Hello. All right. So moving on, there is someone called Junaid Hussain, sorry. So would you like to talk to us?
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Good evening, everybody. Am I audible?
Yes, you're completely audible.
Yeah, so, well, actually, I am also a host master, and I am a member of PSF host masters club, and we are actually a group of people who stammer, and I've got to know about this link through the WhatsApp group.
All right. So welcome, Toastmaster Junaid, to Karachi Toastmasters Club, and please do stay on.
Yes, obviously.
And then there is someone, Galaxy J5. Please, would you rename yourself and do talk to us? Right. I think that's about it. Toastmaster Tala, can we continue with the business section, please?
Yes, okay. So, Assalamualaikum everyone. and good to have you here. So I'll just go through the minutes of the last meeting very briefly. And as you know, the minutes are very conveniently recorded in the form of a bulletin that we float. So it becomes easy for us. And just hold on a second. So our last meeting took place. Just a second. I'm just opening the file. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So our last meeting took place on July the 8th, and it had 20 participants, and it lasted more than 3 hours. There were 6 projects in the main meeting, and 2 of the participants couldn't participate due to electricity problems. So a special session was later held for them to accommodate their projects. So in total, there were 8 meetings. The best speaker was won by Toastmaster Imran Rana. The best evaluator by Toastmaster Anam Qadri, best Big Four by Toastmaster Mohsin Jamal, and the best Critics' Choice Best Speaker Award was won by Toastmaster Mohsin Jamal. Further to that, we also presented a proposal before the members to buy a Zoom account for our own consumption, a dedicated Zoom account in Karachi Toastmasters Club's name. And we also resolved to explore alternatives to Zoom. Our technical team has presented a detailed report to the executive committee, and they've concluded that it's ideal to have Zoom right now. And also one more solution, which will most probably be free as a backup arrangement for every meeting, so that in case Zoom acts up, then we can have that arrangement. So this resolution was overwhelmingly approved by 36 votes to 2 votes. So it stands resolved, and the ExCom will proceed accordingly. Over to you, Madam President.
Thank you, DGM Tala. So moving on, let's start with our session. And I would like to introduce the Toastmaster of the evening, the finance guy who has shown us how one field can affect all our decisions and all our other aspects of life. Please put your hands or virtual hands together for none other than Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir. Over to you, Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir. Did we lose Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir?
Yes, I think there's a technical issue. He just wrote on the WhatsApp group, he's just rejoining. I think Zoom restarted for him.
All right. So should I continue? I think I'll continue for him, or should we wait?
Yeah, I think you can continue. You can continue.
All right. I need to open the agenda. So as we know that every meeting has 3 segments: the prepared speeches, the table topics, and the evaluations. For today, the prepared speeches are around 8. Then we have the table topics and the evaluations. And today we have a Master Blaster Big Four. My God. table topics by Toastmaster Majid, the evaluations by Shahrukh, and the general evaluation by Saad. So let's kick off with the prepared speeches. Do we have Toastmaster Shama?
Actually, she
Or
will join in a bit, but I think you should introduce the role players first as well. And
all right.
yeah, and
All right.
the grammarian for today cannot join us, so maybe you can call out for a volunteer as well.
Okay, so do we have a volunteer for the grammarian?
Maybe by the end of the segment, if more people have joined, then we can ask.
Okay, so
Or we can
I am
go.
the word master of the day. So the word of the day is childish, not childhood. And childish is to act like a child. The probable usage of childish is when she was called out, she started acting childish instead of like an adult. That would be the most probable usage of the word childish. Please use this word in your prepared speeches if possible. Otherwise, it's very easy to use in table topics. The next
When do we have the
facilitator.
table topic session?
The next facilitator is the R counter, which is Toastmaster Mohsin Jamal. Please, Toastmaster Mohsin, would you tell us what your role is all about? Okay, he's not there. All right.
He had joined too, but he had disconnected.
All right.
So yeah, you can move on to other roles. Yeah.
Okay. So the listener's role is Toastmaster is going to be played with by Toastmaster Hiba. So Toastmaster Hiba, would you tell us what the role is all about? Toastmaster Hiba, would you tell us what the role of the listener is all about?
The role, sorry for the delay, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The role of the listener is basically a super grammarian, and the role of the listener is to note down all the interesting words and phrases used by the speakers during the prepared speeches and the table topic sessions, and during the sessions as well. And at the end of the session, I will be calling out the interesting words and phrases, and people will have to guess it. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hiba. The next role is of the timer, and it is going to be played by Toastmaster Ali Asher. Would you tell us, Toastmaster Ali, what the role is all about?
My role is to record and report the time of and every speech. So for the I'm going to use the virtual background for the indication. So I'm going to do it like this or this is for the 5th minute and for the indication time. This is for the target time, and this is for the maximum time. So it's going to vary for the prepared speeches and table topic speeches. So over to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ali. The next role is of the vote counter, and it is going to be played by DTM Tala bin Hamid. DTM Tala, would you tell us what the role is all about?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, President. As vote counter, I will be floating the voting sheets. So it will be a Zoom poll. You will be asked to vote at 4 different occasions in the meeting: the prepared speech, the table topic speech, the evaluation, and best big four. So I'll be floating the poll on Zoom, and everybody will be asked to vote. If the Zoom vote doesn't work, then Google Sheets votes will be floated. And as a vote counter, I'm not supposed to vote unless there's a tie. And in the end, I'll be announcing the result. In addition to these 4 awards, there are also 2 more awards, which will be decided by critics and not votes. Over to you, Madam President.
Thank you, DTM Talha. The next role is of the technical host. DTM Saad, would you tell us what the role is all about?
Yes, of course. So fellow Toastmasters and guests, my role will be basically to mute your mic if you aren't speaking, and to rename you because to rename you if you aren't using your right names, because we don't want to know if you have an iPad, Nokia, or some device. So please do that. And if you can't, you can just message me on the chat. Over to you, Madam President.
Thank you, TM Saad. Now we are left for the position of grammarian, which is still unfilled. Would someone like to take it? Toastmaster Talha Basharat, would you like to take it?
Actually, no, I just have my icebreaker speech. I think I would just like to go with that, please.
Sorry, I think I was knocked out because Zoom is acting up. I've rejoined from the phone. Is Toastmaster Shamam there?
She will join shortly.
Okay, I'm just ready here. Sorry, no issue at all.
All right. Toastmaster Imran Rana, would you like to be the grammarian?
Okay.
Would you tell us what the role is all about?
Thank you very much, Ms. President, Toastmaster Urusa. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I'm the grammarian today. My role is to note down the incorrect usages of grammar and some good usages of sentences. And in the end, I will give my report without mentioning the name, the correct use of grammar. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Imran. And I think Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir is back, and I will be handing over the whole stage and virtual stage to him. Over to you, Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir.
Thank you, Ms. President, and my apologies for the technical issues which just happened. The Zoom application just went offline and I had to log in again. So hello everyone and welcome to the 868 meeting of Karachi Toastmasters Club Karachi. Who can forget her childhood? I believe no one. What memorable days those were. Carefree days. without any stress. There was no jealousy, no animosity against anyone. I wish if somebody could bring back those days to me. I still remember those days, waking up early morning, dressing up in a uniform, carrying a bag, and reaching to the school, and hearing the school bell ringing from far away, and just running towards the school, rushing towards the classroom, putting the bag over there, and coming back in the assembly and reciting Pak Sar Zameen Shad Pak and Lab pe aati hai dua ban ke tamanna meri. I cannot forget the faces of those dedicated teachers who worked so hard on our education and made us what we are today. Those big playgrounds in the school, because I was from the BVS Pasia school, we used to have big playgrounds. We used to play cricket over there, football. I'm sure many of us have played cricket in their childhood. Those talent shows in which we sang and danced, those elocution competition, school scouting on my honor. I promise that I will do my best. And school band, of course, for the march past and everything. We used to have little wishes, small little wishes, and just an ice cream used to make us happy. With these memories of childhood, let's start our today's meeting. Just like any other meeting, the format of today's meeting is divided into 3 segments: prepared speeches, table topic speeches, and evaluation. I believe Ms. President has already introduced the role holders, so no need to introduce them again. So let's quickly start our first session, and that is the main session, prepared speeches. Uh, I think Madam Toastmaster Shamam is there, or she's not there?
Yes, she is there.
She's there. Okay. Um, Madam Toastmaster Shamam Khan will be speaking on a project and her
Excuse
evaluator.
me, TM Ghulam Qadir, sorry for interrupting, but my role as the joke master wasn't called out.
Okay, my apologies, my apologies. So let's hear from Toastmaster Hibaz Rais Khan. Let's hear from her, and she will make us laugh. Over to you, Hiba Rais Khan, Toastmaster.
Okay, as the joke master, again, I came across a few interesting jokes, and the first one is, how did the barber win the race? He knew a shortcut. What do you call a sleeping dinosaurus? A dino snore.
Wow.
And a termite walked into the bar and asked, is the bartender here? Did you hear? And there's another one. Did you hear about the Italian chef who died? He passed away. And then I used to think maths was useless. Then one day I realized that decimals had a point. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster Hiba Rais. You really made us laugh, and that was really good jokes. One more role holder is left, and that is Toastmaster Mohsin Jamal. He's the R counter. Toastmaster Mohsin Jamal, can you please explain your role?
So, hello everyone. I'm the R counter for today. My role is to note all the filler words that people are using. Filler words are like The reason people use filler words is to think what they want to say next. And it looks like as if a person is nervous and is hesitating. So we have to avoid those type of words. And at the end of the meeting, I would present my role. Over to the Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohsin Jamal. Let's start with our first prepared speech. Madam Toastmaster Shamam Khan will be doing her project, and her evaluator will be DTM Samir Hamid Dudi, who will explain us about the project. Over to you, DTM Samir.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the evening. I'm sorry I had to rejoin with my phone because, I don't know, Zoom is acting up, but there you go. I think it's doing that with a lot of people. Okay, the purpose of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The purpose of the speech is for the member to demonstrate that he or she has applied the feedback received from his or her first speech. The time is 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster Shamam.
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster of the evening and DTM Samir. It's my first project, basically, the feedback of which I will be applying on the second project. So this is the first of the series. Okay, am I audible and visible? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. Weekends. Weekends are happiness because we don't have to put any alarms for the next day. Well, this is a myth. In reality, for a working woman like me, who runs office during weekdays and on weekends she runs home and the family, this is not true. The night fever begins at the evening of Friday, when I have to prepare a long list of things to do to be accomplished over the weekend. And the list includes running after the maid for the detailed house cleaning, running outside for the errands, preparing a special weekend meal, or having social meetups. And now each task is timed. So much so that if you spend more time to one task and it's extended beyond its given time, there is a timed out for all the succeeding tasks in your list. And so the fear comes in of, not being able to get everything done, leaving things pending, and those pending things going to the next weekend's things to do list. Oh my God, can you imagine my stress? Well, one weekend when I was taking my car to the car services station, and I was waiting at the tuck shop, sipping sikanjabi and keeping myself cool, I got to observe the workers in that service station. Now, my car was at number 3, and my nightmare had already begun because it was already 2 p.m. and I had literally not achieved anything from my day's plan. Yet I noticed the supervisor of this service station, he did not seem to be worried about the long queue of cars. After mine, there were 8 more cars. And he seemed to be jollying around, making his work laborers happy, smiling, laughing. He even managed to take everyone at a corner of the service station and organized a combined Zuhr prayer followed by a chatty meal, and it was all a cheerful environment. Magically, among all this, the things were getting done. Car after car were getting serviced and gone out of the parking area. So when my car was done and this supervisor came to me to hand over, I could not stop myself from asking him. I said, Lala, this is a long queue of cars you have here. Would you be able to finish your work before the lockdown timings? And he said, we are doing our work. You see, I keep my laborers happy, cheerful, and things are done by themselves without us even knowing. We don't need to check the ticking clock all the time. Each moment is to live, Baji, not to accomplish. Each moment is to live, not to accomplish. There it dawned on me. The clock will keep ticking, no matter what. But if we keep looking at the ticking clock, forgetting about the cheerfulness and energy around us, we are putting ourselves in unnecessary pressure. It's an obsession to get the self-induced responsibilities done. And then I thought to myself, it's okay. Sometimes it's okay not to win the race against time. It's okay to leave some things undone because they will happen at their own time. You are not indispensable. Things will happen if you are dead or somewhere out. So these thoughts actually made me have a sigh of relief. And I was like, imagine my stress release at that time. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, when you are stressed with the ticking clock and you see that things are happening without your inputs there, take a deep breath. Practice taking a deep breath. Instead of keep looking at the time, take deep breaths to control your nerves. Practice with me. Take a deep breath. I hope you have found a stress reliever here. Every moment to enjoy. Live in the moments and try to achieve from small happiness, whether it be a small human interaction. Believe me, then you will achieve nature and the people around you, you will find that it's more beneficial than any accomplishing. Am I audible there?
Yes, you
You
are.
were breaking, but now you're audible. You were breaking in between, but now you're audible.
Okay, so should I start or
Just the last sentence.
where do I
Just the-
start from?
Yeah, just
the last sentence. Okay.
Just the last
All right.
sentence.
So then you will find that this is more beneficial than any. Pardon? Someone is saying something?
No,
Please
please
carry
carry
on.
on. Please carry on.
I'll now conclude with this. Okay. I'll now conclude with this, that when you start practicing this deep breathing thing, more beneficial to you than accomplishing any big tasks. May you and me can have weekends and weeks full of life. Over to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Excellent speech. Each moment is to live, not to accomplish. Wow, that was an amazing line. Really. Let's go to our second prepared speech. I'll invite the next prepared speech is from Toastmaster Asghar Ramzan, and his evaluator is DTM Talab bin Hamid, who will explain the project and the speech. Over to you, DTM Talab bin Hamid.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the evening. Today, Toastmaster Asghar Ramzan will be delivering a rather unique project. The title of the project is Understanding Vocal Variety. And instead of doing a conventional evaluation, I will be filling up a speech profile for the speaker. The speech profile resource is designed to identify vocal variety skills the speakers uses effectively and those that can be improved. So it's all about vocal variety. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice using vocal variety to enhance a speech. The speech can be on any topic. The duration is 5 to 7 minutes. And as always, Toastmaster Asghar has come up with a very compelling and curious project title, A Journey with My Beat Noir, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Toastmaster, please feel to correct me if I'm mispronouncing it. Over to you.
Thank you, my evaluator. Bit noir, actually, bit noir means your fierce enemy or something like that, but you can pronounce it, you're free to do it. Allow me to share one of my personal embarrassing secret with you. In time of joy, sometime I wish I had a tail I could wag. I never felt this urge as acutely and irresistibly as last Sunday morning. Madam President, dear Toastmasters, and distinguished guest, I can see a couple of guests. Here is the detail. Everyone was happy and excited that Sunday morning, except me. My 11 years old daughter was jubilant and started shout as soon as she left the bed. Papa, Papa, we are going to the picnic today. This is Sunday and we will be there all day in the hub picnic site. My wife was preparing breakfast hurriedly. I've never saw her to be so efficient in all my married years. While we all doing our last minute's preparation, my doorbell rang. We forgot it in the midst of our hectic activities. But the annoying visitor from the other side of the door changed strategy and started to knock the door violently to get our attention like this. So I hurriedly rushed towards the door and asked as politely as possible, "Who is there?" The response came immediately, but not in a way one could expect. Someone from the other side yelled, "Are you people alive? Are you people still sleeping? I said, open the door." I immediately recognized high-pitched, aversive voice. She was my bossy and dominating mother-in-law. Dear Toastmaster, nobody is completely worthless in this world. Some can be used as bad example. She is one of them. Anyway, I opened the door with a very cool greeting and a fake smile in my face. Assalamu alaikum, auntie. She jumped inside almost, even did not notice my presence, let alone acknowledging my greeting. And here she was. She was basically the architect of the today's picnic. She convinced my daughter and my wife, my simple daughter and innocent wife, and then they united they became united to force me to say yes. Within 20 minutes, we were in our car towards Liari Expressway, towards our picnic point in Hub. But everything did not go as smoothly as we had initially imagined or anticipated. As soon as we approached Coastal Highway, the empty Sunday morning road created a dangerous desire for triple digit speed without realizing that the big brother is watching us, and we were soon stopped by them. Motorway police, and in this case, it was sort of big sister, a motorway police woman talked towards me, and she came to me and stopped me and said, quite professionally, "Sir, this camera has just caught you while violating the speed limit. You have to pay 2,000 rupees. My mother-in-law was sitting beside me and she became furious, started to shout, "Nobody is there on this road on Sunday. We will not pay any penalty. Just move away from our car." Okay. The police woman entered as oval-shaped head almost inside the car and paid her in the same coin. "Just shut your big mouth up. It is none of your business." Now, this was a scenario that I had never expected. I forgot about everything, the penalty and etc. But instead of shouting back to the policewoman, I took a sigh of relief that someone out there avenged my bruised emotions and damaged ego. But since she was my mother-in-law, she was inside my car, I wore a sad look in my face and addressed the police woman, look, this is not the way to talk with the old lady. Tell me, what should I do? Now the police woman, well, sir, you have a two option. Option A, pay air, get the receipt and continue your journey. Option B, go back to the city, deposit your money, and then come over here to collect our documents. What about option C? What do you mean by option C, sir? Sometime when we were caught by traffic police on Shara FSL, so we usually opt for option C rather than A and B. Are you going to bribe me? Oh, no, 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 sir. No, 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 not at all. I was just trying to find out a convenient way out. But then I realized that there is no way out and I had to pay the amount. I, in fact, paid them the penalty, and I left their car towards my picnic point. But while I was moving away, I looked towards my bâtonnière. The fire-breathing dragon was as motionless as a stone. I could not hide my sadistic pleasure and my triumphant smile over my face because I already had my picnic much before reaching the actual picnic point. Over to you.
My, what an amazing speech. And Toastmaster Asghar Ramzan, you just made us roll on the floor with laughing and everything. So let's go to the next speech. The next speaker is Toastmaster Talha Basharat, and his evaluator is Toastmaster Mohsin Jamal. Over to you, Toastmaster Mohsin Jamal.
Just a second. So TM Talha is giving his dynamic leadership. He's on dynamic leadership pathway, level 1. He's giving his icebreaker. And the purpose statement is, the purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn the basic structure of public speaking. Over to TM Talha.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
My fellow Toastmasters, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Talha Basharat. I'm an engineer by profession and a learner by nature. So I'm the eldest of my two brothers, and let me just begin by telling you an interesting story. Just the previous night, I was back from a very hectic job, and I also had a big assignment in front of me. I was sleep deprived for the past week, and I simply had to keep on working on my assignment. Just late at night, I completed my assignment, and I took a sigh of relief and thought, oh, I could now go to bed. But just after I had gone to sleep for about 2 hours, I suddenly woke up all drenched in sweat and in a very uncomfortable mood. I found out that the electricity had been cut off. I tried to figure out what happened, and I thought, oh, K Electric, you do not let the poor citizens sleep in peace. Only in the morning I figured out that it was actually not K Electric that had cut off the electricity to my that was the reason for depriving me of my well-earned sleep. It was actually my younger brother. What happened was that my younger brother, in his divine inspiration to save electricity, somehow tried to come to my room to switch off my air conditioner. And when he couldn't do that, he simply removed the fuse, cutting off the electric supply to my room. Oh, little brothers, what can you say? But when you spend enough time in this world, you realize that very few people actually love you so much to tease you in such a way. Well, this speech is about breaking the ice, and breaking the ice essentially entails speaking openly and clearly about yourself, something that requires both courage and a great degree of self-awareness. Everyone has some attributes that define who they are. These attributes, strengths, whether strengths or weaknesses, mold the personality of people. For me personally, these would be empathy and curiosity. I'm an empathetic person, which means that I care for others and I have feelings for others. I also am a very curious person. I remember as a 7 or 8-year boy asking my father, constantly asking my father questions and irritating him with questions like, what does a gear in a car do? What would happen if we put an immovable boulder and try to move it with an infinitely powerful truck? What would happen if, why doesn't the government simply distribute enough cash to all the poor people so that they do not remain poor anymore? I learned later that these were important philosophical, technological, and economic questions. And this curiosity of mine has helped me excel in both professional as well as personal life. No person, on the other hand, is free from weaknesses. For me personally, one of my biggest weaknesses is procrastination. So procrastination essentially is a medical condition whereby an instant gratification monkey dances in your brain up until whenever you are given an important assignment. And this happens up until the last day, or up until the due date, when the panic monster comes into the picture and the instant gratification monkey runs off. This happens with me a lot of the times. Well, the light note aside, procrastination can come with quite some negative emotions like anxiety or guilt. But just recently, I had this new perspective about one's weaknesses, that they have to be managed rather than the attempt to simply eradicate them altogether. That might not be possible in some cases. I am an idealist. I believe in the inherent goodness of people. I believe that anyone, whether big or small, rich or powerful, can create a positive difference in their society and in their community. I, for one, aim the same thing for myself. In the short run, I've joined Toastmasters. I believe that effective communication is the bedrock of human intelligence and progress. That is the primary reason for me to join Toastmasters. I would like to end by saying thank you to the Toastmaster community for making me feel right at home and giving me this good platform to enhance myself. Thank you very much. Over to Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Talab Asharat, for the wonderful icebreaker. Now, Toastmasters, I feel like acting some childish. Want to test the memories of all of us as to how many of us remember this character in our childhood. Let me just open my camera. This character, yes, Mickey. How many of us remember this Mickey? Every one of us. So
I don't because it belongs to my grandfather's childhood, not mine.
Okay, then you might be remembering Minnie. Minnie's also there. Okay, so let's move on to our next prepared speech. And the next prepared speech will be given by Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali, and his evaluator is DTM Shahrukh Shahnawaz. Over to you, DTM Shahrukh Shahnawaz.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Am I audible?
Loud and clear.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. So the speaker is Toastmaster Latif, presenting his speech from Pathways Evaluating Humor Level 1, Evaluation and Feedback Project 2. The title of his speech is My Odds. The purpose of his speech is the purpose of his project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The purpose of this speech for the member to demonstrate that he or she has applied the feedback received from his or her first speech. Time is 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster Latif, wish you all the best. Toastmaster Latif, are you there?
Yes.
Good luck.
Two friends, they start planning to plan a camping. They gathered, they decide where to go. When they reach there, while exploring and hiking, they missed out the other group. And all of a sudden, they start fighting for each other, saying, you have taken us to a wrong path. While they were busy discussing who is right, who is wrong, they fall into another situation. There was a bull just 10 meters away from them. Now, all those conversations were gone, vanished. Now the fear of the bull was just right in front of them. So they start planning a escape. What do you think? What shall we do? I think it's better we should run. Run? Do you think we can run faster than this bull? I don't know with this bull, but I can run faster than you. So when it comes to life saving, you just have to run from your other end. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Since my childhood, I wanted to play music. I had a guitar and I thought to entertain you with some of the music. But over here, this guitar is just for a pose because I still don't know how to play. While talking about a perfect start, I wanted and I thought many things in my head to give you a perfect speech of my life experience. I decided to experience and tell you about all my odds, whatever I had faced, my difficulties, all shall I share with you. But then I realized that it's an engaging humor. I should discuss, I should share some light moments of my life. I remember in class 7, it was a result day. I had a gift from my parents, a gold chain and a locket of my horoscope. Any guesses what was my rank? Expensive gift, but I was 27 out of 33 pupils. Same way, my life is like this going on. I had surprises every time and I have done big mistakes in my life. I still say this is not the odds. My odds were where I smiled. My love life. It is very happy, very nice to have a secret date. But it's a disaster when you're caught by your in-laws. Me and my wife both have fear of animal. I fear dog and she fears cat. So when we are walking around hands in hands and all of a sudden I encounter a dog, I just go behind her. And if she faces a cat, she comes just right behind me. So we keep protecting each other. Now, let's go a little ahead. My marriage. I really wanted a simple marriage, not a lavish marriage. I wanted to have a cake and a Coke for dinner as a celebration. It didn't happen that time because I could not win from my parents. They said, you have to have a good dinner. As you said, Mom, but I wish if I had a marriage in this age, this Corona period, it would be only a cake and a Coke. Moving ahead, we went for a honeymoon. We got married in an age of MSN and Yahoo Messenger. So we planned many things and end up northern area of Pakistan. My brother-in-law, he said, I wish when you land in Murray, it will be snowing. But I figured out with my friends, they said, it's not snowing, it's not cold, it's easy. So I just wore a t-shirt like a Salman Khan style and went. You will not believe, the moment I landed in Islamabad, it was raining. And I realized what's going to happen ahead. Moving ahead, I had limited cash, but I thought Honeymoon should be lavishly. I spent everything, and all of a sudden, due to bad weather, I had to stay 2 nights in Islamabad. Trust me, it was only dal chawal for the last 2 nights. Moment I arrived back in Saudi Arabia, I called my wife. Over there, we went for an amusement park. To all my bravery, she was more brave than me and decided to go for a 360 round. I said, no, let's not go. She forced me. We went, we remembered each and every prayer that minute. Once that was over, I asked her, let's go again. She said, no, not more. Same way, we went to a water park. At the water park, I was at the top, and I knew that once I will land down, there is a guard who can help me, because once you land down, it goes 6 feet down and then you come up. So I was looking at the guard from up, that there is a guard over there. You will not believe. The moment I land, I dropped in the water. I jumped into the water. I was thrown into the water. I was like, "Ban, brother, please help me." My luck, he was not there. Somebody else saved me. So these things were very light-hearted with me, but I wanted to share something because I realized that, of course, there are many things, many odds in our life, but if you just cherish that little moment of your life, you'll be the most happiest, luckiest person around. Because to help, to cheer, to motivate, you will find many people with you. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Lateef. Excellent speech. Before I call the next speaker, let's break for 10 minutes for Maghrib Namaz. And the time right now is 7:33. Timer, we should be back by 7:43 after 10 minutes.
Okay.
Please note the time.
Okay.
Thank you.
TM Asghar. TM Asghar, Lateef with you. TM Asghar, Lateef.
Yes.
I need to go somewhere. I'll be back maybe in 20 minutes. So if someone asks, I'm just away for like 20-25 minutes.
Sure.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Good day.
It's 7:42. I think the time for the namaz break is over. So we should continue. Toastmaster of the day, of the evening.
Thank you, Timer. I believe the rest of the members are yet to join. I cannot see their faces right now. So before they join, let's remember about some of our childhood memories. How many Toastmasters remember any nursery rhyme of their childhood? Let's talk about that. Let's start with the Toastmaster Saad, tech host. Thank God I'm able to grab Saad today. Saad, do you remember any nursery rhyme?
Yeah, I think we we had many rhymes like that, but but for some reason, the one which I can remember is not a very nice one. That was like London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down. That's
Excellent. So
that's not what you would want to.
I really wanted that nursery rhyme, because that's also nursery rhyme. You're spot on. You're spot on. Toastmasters are excellent. I still believe people are coming. Do we have Toastmaster Raza? Because the evaluator, Toastmaster Hiba Rais, is there. Do we have the speaker, Toastmaster Raza? I cannot see him. Yes, DTM Maria, you want to say something? You are on mute.
Yeah. Yes, I want to say, if nobody is available, you can give me the next table topic.
It's not the table topic. We are still in the prepared speeches section.
Prepared speech is still going on. I thought that the table topic.
No, we still have got a few prepared speeches left.
How many prepared speeches are left?
Let me see. We have.
Actually, I don't have the schedule with me.
Yeah. We still got 4 prepared speeches left, and the next prepared speech was from Toastmaster Mohsin Raza, but I cannot see him right now. Did he join the meeting?
Yeah, he's there. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, he's there. Sayyid
Yeah, he's there.
Mohsin Raza. Great. So, Toastmasters, our next prepared speech is by Toastmaster Mohsin Raza, and his evaluator is Toastmaster Hiba Rais Khan. Over to you, Toastmaster Hiba Rais Khan.
Okay, fellow Toastmasters and guests, TM Mohsin Raza is doing his leadership development level 2, project 1, managing time ahead of time. Ahead of time is the title, and the duration of the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. And that's about it. And wait a minute, sorry. As for the objectives of the speech, sorry about that. The objectives, the purpose statement is the purpose of this project is for the member to observe his or her time management patterns. Give a round of applause to TM Mohsin Raza.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope I'm audible for all of you.
Yes, you are audible.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. So, dear fellow Toastmasters and guests, Assalamu alaikum. Before I start, I would like to know how many of or how many of you would like to finish, or usually like to finish job before time, before deadlines? You like to submit your task and your job. How many of you prefer to finish the job before time? Is there anyone who don't like to, who don't prefer to finish job before time? Is there anyone?
No one.
No one. Oh, yes. It means that you all like to prefer, you care about time, and you all like to finish everything on time. But I think, how many of you think that which employee is the best employee? If I'm talking about, let's say, the person who who stays late at the office versus the person who leaves office early, which employee do you think the boss prefers and the boss like? You can come in. You can share your thoughts and opinion with me on your mind.
Those who stay, those who stay more, those who stay in their office.
Yeah, exactly. Those who stay and those who spend time in offices, people usually prefer them. So what this first is all about, time management. If people in our city, in our country, or maybe outside our country, prefer those people especially who stays late and spend time a lot at their office, at their factory. I would like to, I learned something from our politicians specifically. I've learned something from them. So far, since 1947, I think Pakistan have around 19 prime ministers so far. We have, but none of them, fortunately, none of them was able to complete their term, and they would really struggle to continue and to complete their term specifically. But why do they need to complete their term? Because the way they've performed, I mean, they are so good at their work. I mean, they are so good at their job. They know how to loot the money. They know how to fill the banks in just a short time. Those politicians specifically outside who are in foreign countries, they take a lot of time actually to complete that task. Our prime ministers, specifically the prime ministers in prime minister history, they do it their job in just 2 to 3 years. They know how to fill it, and that's why they prefer to leave sometimes. They prefer to leave early. They do the job ahead of time. They know the task. I was looking at the quote of Benjamin Franklin. He said that by failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. A lot of prime ministers, whenever they take their offices, they never fail actually. They always come with the preparation, and whenever they take office, they always know what to do. Maybe when we select, elect, or appoint any prime minister, maybe we don't know how they are going to work, but they know they always do their job before ahead of time, and they are very good at it. But that's how somehow when I prefer how I see that they always do things ahead of time. When I look at the government announcements, I was looking at the press briefing last week of Asad Umar when he was announcing that there will be no unannounced load shedding, but suddenly just after some time, maybe few hours, it started again. Our prime minister announced that we have found our reserves, and soon we will not be needing any loan. We will not be needing any. We will be returning our debt to other countries, or to specifically IMF. We will be returning all the debts to IMF. Why? How? Because we have found the reserve. But just after a few hours, if we announced it that little bit ahead of time, just after a few hours, it was announced that, sorry, we didn't find it. Same happened last month when they announced that 30% of our pilots are fake, and they don't have any licenses, and they have fake licenses. Then they retreat once again. They step back and they announce that some are dubious, but the investigation is ongoing. Then they realize that what we have said in early press conference earlier, what we have said earlier, it was not what was there actually. So they always do things ahead of time, but they never do it right in the right way. What we can learn from all of this, from our politicians and from our employees and entrepreneurs, the way we can learn, how we can learn, is the best way that do things on time, but at least do something that can be of some support. Have something that can prove your thoughts, that can prove your work, that can support your ideas. If you don't have anything like that, then you are going to struggle, like our prime ministers, like our politicians, like our ministers, the way they struggle. They always struggle because they never prepare for anything good. They always struggle because they like to do things, because they like to get famous before time, without doing any work. But instead of doing that, why not spend a little bit of time and do things in a right way? Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mohsin Raza. You are absolutely right. We live in a society where people who do LBDN, let me explain what is LBDN all about. It is looking busy doing nothing, are successful in a society. So you're spot on. Let me invite the next speaker, and the seasoned Toastmaster DTM Talha bin Hamid is the next speaker, and his evaluator will be Toastmaster Imran Rana, our past president. Over to you, Toastmaster Imran Rana.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the evening, Ghulam Dastagir. Good to see you
Ghulam
as
Qadir.
Toastmaster.
I'm Ghulam Qadir,
Oh, sorry,
Ghulam Dastagir.
actually, Ghulam Dastagir works in our office. So good to see you.
Never mind.
As Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, today the speaker will be delivering Project 1 of Level 3 from Strategic Relationship Pathways. Time duration is 5 to 7 minutes. The title of his speech is The Joy of Unity. DTM Talha is currently serving as Program Quality Director. He is an avid reader, writer, poet, trainer, mostly Saturday, Sunday, a master chef, and the list go on. And finally, he is a chartered accountant. Please help me welcome DTM Talha. The stage is yours.
Is DTM Talha there? I think he's connecting through another device.
Okay, just I'm connecting via my phone. Okay, am I audible and visible?
Yes, DTM Talha.
Okay. It was July the 6th, 3 p.m., a pleasant afternoon, and I was dozing. Yes, I was dozing. That's the secret of appearing to be awake 24 hours a day. You doze and sleep when others are awake. And it was a call from our former regional advisor, Ali Shahbaz Ali. And he dropped a bombshell on me. He said that we want a nomination from your district for a table topics contest, and it will be a worldwide table topics contest. And what's more, we want it within a week. So I was perplexed. I didn't know what to do because during the previous year,
Toastmaster Talha? Toastmaster Talha,
Yes.
could you please
Yes.
request the children to, because you are not audible, there are so many noise from outside. Could you please request them
And the second instrument is not muted actually. The second source is not muted. Please mute the previous one.
No, that's
Okay.
that's muted.
Yes.
Okay, is it better now?
Much better.
Okay, great. Thank God. So it
No,
turns
but it
out.
was but it was all about the noises of the children, not your position.
Yes. Let me fix that as well.
Actually, DTM Talla planned it because of the childhood theme. So he wanted us to hear the noise
No,
of the children. So
he is
it
not,
was sync with the theme.
but he is not supposed to torture us in order to remind the word of the day.
So now is it better?
Much better, DTM Talla.
Yes.
Okay. So ironically, the children were up to some childish behavior. I don't know why. Anyhow, okay. So may I start again, or shall I continue?
Start again because you are in your first paragraph.
Please start again.
Okay. July 6, 2020, a pleasant afternoon, 3 p.m. I was dozing. Yes, because that's the secret of appearing awake 24 hours a day. You doze and sleep when others are awake. And it was a call from our former regional advisor, Alicia Bazali. And he casually told me that now how we are holding a worldwide table topic contest and we need a nomination from your district. So, brother, I'm hoping that you can provide it. And I thought to myself, on a district level, we did not hold a table topics contest. We don't have a district table topics champion. So the only way to nominate would be, you guessed it right, to hold a district-wide table topics contest. But the problem was, we had barely a week to do it. So I consulted with my trio members, District Director Zuhair Zafar and Club Road Director Malik Mohammed Umar. And they all agreed that the only way to do it is to hold a district-wide table topics contest. Now, what does it have to do with networking? Everything, in fact. Because we've already planned to hold a town hall and to give a fitting send-off to the outgoing district leadership and a fitting welcome to the incoming district leadership. And our district director thought the two events could be combined, and we thought it was a perfect opportunity to network with the new incoming club leadership as well, because most of the clubs had elected their new ex-coms, and those people could use some interconnectivity. So it was the 6th of July. I took the other trio members into confidence, and I chalked up an agenda. We also consulted the two division directors, DTM Rashid Dustagir and DTM Atif Irfan Sheikh, and they all were on board. On the 9th of July, we floated the agenda and we floated the announcement as well. We announced to the district council that we need a nomination from each and every club. Now, what would be the nature of the nomination? It could be just a nomination, or it could be the table topics champion from the club contest if they had one. But we had left it to the club presidents. They could have nominated anyone they wanted. And of course, they would have to bear the consequences on us. Anyhow, we got the nominations very fast. We aligned the public relations manager, and he prepared a team of technical assistants to the event. It was a huge event. We got all the registrations. We sorted out the judges. It seems incredible to this day that we managed to do all this in 6 days. It takes even more effort sometimes to organize a single Toastmasters meeting, let alone a district-wide table topics contest. But you know what was the driving force of all this? The driving force was to actually, since we are working our way towards becoming a district, our chief attraction remains that one of our speakers, inshallah, goes on to compete at the World Champion of Public Speaking. That's the ultimate thing we are aiming for. And guess what? This opportunity gave us the closest possibility of doing that. So that drove the excitement across all the clubs in Pakistan. The clubs which don't usually respond for days on things, they came back the very next day with their nominations. And very soon we had 27 nominations. 3 clubs did not nominate due to some other commitments. Then it was all arranged, the nominees were sorted, the judges were arranged. We were also given some foreign judges. And you know how all that became possible? This very thing, Zoom. The fact that we can now network so easily through online meeting platforms, that proves to be the ultimate decider. Because just imagine if we did not have it, we could not have accomplished this. We could not have accomplished that event that we have. And what an event it was. Just like all Toastmasters events in Pakistan, it went way over time. But that's powerful, of course. But what we gained out of it, the 2 major objectives of networking, to create new links, and we attracted plenty of people who got interested in Toastmasters, and to strengthen existing links. And trust me, when the contest took place and everybody was cheering for their own contestant, and then the final winner was announced, the unity and the joy that I saw at that point in time throughout the Toastmasters community in Pakistan, no matter who they supported, no matter who they were aligned with, no matter which area, which club they belonged to, it was contagious. All of you who attended that event will agree that it was a moment of unqualified joy when we were announcing the results. And there was this giddy feeling of having accomplished something that was close to impossible. Yes, we suffered some technical failures. Our Toastmaster of the day was one of the contestants, and he could not compete due to issues with Zoom. And there were repeated technical failures. At one point, right at the time when the final judging was going on, abruptly, half of the participants were thrown out of the Zoom meeting. But then they latched onto the Facebook live feed and they completed their judging process. So everybody was so primed and so pumped, and the spirit of working together was so dominant that we made it through a very difficult phase. And ultimately, as a cherry on the top, the winner turned out to be one of my mentees, and she made no secret of the fact in an acceptance speech. So win-win situation for me. I got to host the event, and I got to take through the audience through the difficult time. But again, the takeaway from this is that we not only found new momentum for Toastmasters in Pakistan, we also strengthened our existing relationship throughout the country. And I believe as a networking event, as a fitting send-off to the outgoing district leadership and a welcome to the incoming district leadership, it was second to none. So mission accomplished. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, DTM Tala. You just reminded that event and gave me some goosebumps because I was the participant. I qualified from the first round, and unfortunately, my Zoom didn't work just minutes before my speech. So I was disqualified in the final round. Very unfortunate, but inshallah, I'll be coming back in the next competition. Let's move on to the next speaker, and our next speaker is our Toastmaster Babar Ali Hasnan, and his evaluator is Toastmaster Urusa Kawal. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster Urusa Kawal.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. Toastmaster, Babar Ali Hassan is giving his speech from Engaging Humor Level 2, Project 2. I don't have the title of the speech. However, the objective of his speech are that he needs to develop skills needed to connect with an unfamiliar audience. Over to you, Toastmaster Babar Ali.
Toastmaster Rusa, I'll interject here. It was my mistake. I was given the speech title and it was the Lahori Way of Life, but I neglected to mention it in the agenda.
All right, so the title of Toastmaster Babar Ali Hassan's speech is The Lahori Way of Life. Let's find out what it is.
Thank you, TM Arusa, TM Talha, and TM Ghulam Qadir. And before I formally start the speech, I request you all to turn on your cameras because I want this one to be an interactive speech. I have to engage the audience engagement, the responses, and I will be slightly twisting my speech accordingly. Will appreciate your cooperation. How many of you have been to Lahore?
Many times.
Only 2 times.
Only once.
Great. So we have, thank you. So we have the visitors of Lahore. I believe not born Lahori, but visitors of Lahore. Fellow Toastmasters, guests, and this president, a very good evening, and I welcome you all to my speech and the session. The culture of Lahore is basically a manifestation of lifestyle, music, and arts. It's a combination of all the major elements that you see in any major culture: music, arts, science, technology, festivals, everything. Basically, the culture of Lahore has influence of South Asia, Central Asia, the Middle East, and then the Western side. The culture that we have now in Lahore is a combination of all these cultures. And if you have ever tried the food of Lahore, you will have the idea the cuisine of Lahore is simply unparalleled. And we have like 2 major food streets, and if I count the unofficial ones, I will run out of my time of this allotted speech time. You will find the street food, the elegant food everywhere. And do you know the reason behind the unearthly taste of food in Lahore? Anyone?
Donkey?
Because of the water?
Okay, well, usually it is because of the spices they use, and at times it is the donkey meat or maybe the frog meat. Moving on from food to the fitness lifestyle. In Lahore, we have one of the biggest parks in Pakistan, like Racecourse Park, Lawrence Garden, and many more that spread across the city. And if you are a fitness freak like me, you will find a lot of gymnasiums, fitness centers, spas, the training centers of mixed martial arts. All of these kind of centers are easily available in all the locations. And the best part is that in the culture of Lahore, you will find diversity. From the slums of Lahore to Defense Housing Authority Lahore to Speakathon Lahore, you will find the people from all walks of life. In all these people, you will find 2 things common. Number 1, they are open. They accept people from all across the country, even from all across the world. They just tell in. And number 2, they are all food lovers. So that is the reason we have amazing food spread all across the city. And if I ask you all, the one thing or the one habit that you maybe don't like or that you don't like much about Lahoris, what would that be?
They show off.
They are narcissist.
Speaking in Urdu.
Huh?
Speaking in Urdu. When they speak in Urdu, I don't like it at all.
No, actually, they never speak in Urdu. They think
No,
that
just comment, only comment. Let him speak.
Okay, maybe that is another Lahori. Okay, I appreciate your interaction. Now you see, with open arms, I accept all the criticism. With my own words, I started the criticism and accept it all. Well, here's my experience. Once I was stuck in the outskirts of Lahore, my car broke down, and I was in an emergency, so I decided to go by rickshaw. And I asked him how far is my destination. He said just 10 minutes and we'll be there. I said great, let's move. I made one mistake. I did not decide the fare pre-hand. So the journey lasted for like 1.5 hours, and the meter said I had to pay almost 500 rupees for the distance that was meant to be 10 minutes actually. Now, at the end, when I asked him what's the reason, why I have been misguided, why I'm paying 500 for the journey that was meant to be around 100 rupees, he had one simple answer. Sir, wo rasta sidha band si. The straight route was closed. That is how simply they closed the deal. Summing it up all, if you were to ask me the real gist of Lahori culture, the few words that actually define the culture of Lahore, that would be the gelling in of people. In Lahore, you will see a lot of places to socialize, people gelling in without any differences of ethnicities, culture, sex, religion. Without keeping these differences aside, you will see them gelling in and being one united in the form of Lahore city. I would like to conclude my speech with the golden words of ancient Punjabis. I believe you must have heard these words before, but this is the crux of Lahori culture, the Lahori lifestyle, the place, Lahore itself. Jinne Lahore nahi vekhya aur jammeya nahi. Who hasn't seen Lahore yet hasn't been born yet. That's all from my side. Go to Toastmaster Guest. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Adib Hasnan Babar. I can easily relate to the entire speech because I'm a frequent traveler to Lahore. So let's move on to our last speaker of the day. And the speaker is our senior most
Actually, I think
Toastmaster Najam Rizvi.
Yeah, I think he's not available. He was not feeling well.
Okay.
So we can move on to the voting and then the table topics.
Okay, before we move on to the voting, can I please ask the timer, has everyone qualified?
Yes. Yes, everyone is qualified. Am I
Excellent.
audible?
Yes,
Everyone
you're
is
audible.
qualified. Yes.
Thank you, Toastmaster Adi Asher. Let's move on to the vote counter. Will you be sending the link or should we vote in the private chat?
No, I'm floating the link.
You're floating the link.
Just a second.
There were 7 speakers.
Yes, I'm just floating it. Just give me a moment. Yeah. And here it comes. Everyone, please vote.
It was a very difficult competition.
Yes.
I must say. Not an easy to vote today. Not an easy.
It's kind of sad that
Every speech was simply awesome.
it's kind of sad that Toastmaster Najam couldn't join us today. Otherwise, he would have delivered a knockout as well.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, we have 3 votes remaining. So everyone, please hurry up.
Ghulam Qadir, sir, this means a lot. Thank you.
And 1 vote remaining, 50 seconds. Okay, we have.
Are we going to start the table topic session now?
Yes, yes, we are. And the voting is closed. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, vote counter. So it's time for our second section of the day. And I hope nobody's hiding behind the cameras. And this is the table topic session. So our table topic master is Toastmaster Majid Akhtar. Over to you, Toastmaster Majid Akhtar.
club has found an energetic Toastmaster, I swear. You are one fantastic, energetic asset added to KTC. So let's start the show. Table topic session. It's good to be back after a long time. So, but it's actually strange on this new way of conducting the session. So let's do it for the first time. So childhood, very nice theme, a theme which is very close to my heart. I remember when I was a child, when people used to talk about it, I used to make fun of them because I was child myself. That what these elders are actually all talking about. But now once I have grown old myself, so now I really think and now really admire that time, which was the childhood. So it's good to have this theme, and it's good to have people to be given topic on childhood. So since DTM Maria was so excited to have a talk on the topic, so she was already in my list, though in the in the successing numbers, but I have seen the desperation, and because of that desperation, I would like DTM Maria to please speak first. And the topic I would like DTM Maria to please speak on is a thing you would love to do if you were sent back to your childhood. A thing you would love to do if you were sent back to your childhood. DTM Maria.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, table topic master, and honorary guests. I still remember how I was used to do this salutation whenever I used to start the table topic sessions when I attended the meeting with my father. So I am repeating it again. And one thing that I would like to repeat if I would be sent to the childhood again was enjoy it as much as I can. I used to be a nerd. I used to study hard to secure good grades, to be among the good books of my teachers, to secure first, second, or either third position. And I would love to see my name written on the board on that time when teachers used to write the position holder's name on the blackboard. So what I would like to do again was to enjoy the carefree days, the screen-free days, the gadget-free days. And I would like to spend as much time as possible with my parents, with my siblings and friends who were loving unconditionally. There were no such pressure that like you have to go to school, you have to go to tuition. Yes, we had academics, we had all activities, but it was confined only to us. When I see my children, they have to go to school, they have to do their homework, they have to attend online classes, and there is so much already on their bucket list that don't find any time for their physical activity or to do cycling or to go out and do some extracurricular activities. Like when I was child, I used to do gardening with my father. I used to do cycling and so many activities we had without any extra expenditure. Like if I want to enroll my son in a swimming class, I have to pay the admission fee. I have to pay the so many hidden charges. But during those time, we did not have such kind of expenditures. We only used to spend a little amount and make most out of that time, or you can say make most out of that activity. So these are some of the things which I would like to relive, or I want my children to experience these things which we had, or which people or children of my generation had already experienced. And when I was a child, I remember I used to attend Toastmaster meetings with my father, which were conducted at Awari Towers. And it was such a delightful and enlightening experience. And I enjoyed a lot at that time. And it's not possible to relive that time again because the time is different. Our time was different, and time of this generation is different. The challenges, the dynamics, everything is different. But I think we had a good childhood, and it was a very enlightening and delightful experience to do that. Over to you, Kevin.
Very nice, very nice. Good to hear from you, Didi Maria, for a long time, and I always admire your fluency. Your flow of thought is always very fun. So, big round of applause for you. So so the next speaker would be because I mean, we are doing the show here just to confirm the availability of the speaker. TM Farhan Heather, I have you. Uh, can I have you here?
Yes,
All
I'm
right,
here. Am I
perfect.
audible?
Yeah, you're very much audible. So I remember when I used to be a child, I had a bicycle, and my favorite hobby was to get myself lost on the streets of Karachi, and getting myself found again was something which I've been doing for a very, very long time. That was my favorite thing to do, my favorite time pass when I was a child. So I would like to know your favorite time pass when you were a child. Your favorite time pass when you were a child. TM Farhan Eder.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and respected guests. Yes, definitely. If we talk about our childhood memories, definitely there are some bad and good memories I have. Uh, and if I go back to my childhood days, I feel that I'm talking about like yesterday. Time has passed so fast. So one of my sweet memories I remember when my cousins used to come from abroad, and probably they came in June and July, hot season. They were very used to fond of eating mangoes, so we used to eat mangoes a lot with them, and we kept on playing with them the whole day. We kept on climbing, we kept on running on the roof, and at that time we did not have any kind of feeling of tiredness. We were really energetic, and we did not have any kind of feeling about the financial issues. We did not have any kind of responsibility. And on the other hand, at that time we did not have, fortunately, that kind of gadgets. So we used to play uh, in our street, the whole street boys, and there was no discrimination of girls and boys. We used to play different games like baraf pani, chupan chupai, and other games, and the whole street was like our family. And if I talk about the which things I hated in my childhood, that was I did not want to go to school because I was not a very good student. I was not a studious student, and I always try to sit always back in the class. I was an introvert, you can say, and I always try to in the morning whenever I woke up. I always try to make some kind of different excuses. Sometimes I got succeeded, and sometimes my mother would scold me. So over to you.
Fantastic. Big round of applause for TM Farhan Heather. Great speech. So next Toastmaster I have in my list is TM Amir Bilal. So TM Amir Bilal, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you.
Right. Excellent. So TM Amir Bilal, I remember when I was a child, I had one very good darling friend with whom I used to spend most of my time, and we used to do a lot of martial arts related activity because that was our favorite sports at that time. So I would like to know which favorite friend you had in your childhood and how you guys used to spend your time.
Oh, great. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, good evening. The theme is very much connecting with, what I'm feeling right now because I'm currently in my hometown, and I wish I could make you see the beauty of here. It's all dark outside. Talking about a friend, he was my one of my cousin, and we had a very famous school here in our village. And I would like to tell you about an event that happened in between us. We were very close friends, we were very funny, and we were very naughty. So once upon a time, my friend and my cousin, Arshad, he was at school, and I did not go there, but he knew where I'm hiding. So teacher asked, "Where is Amir?" He told the teacher that he's hiding under the bed in his room. So teachers sent few of the students, they picked me up and they dragged me to the class, and I stood there and I said, "Sir, sorry, I was willing to come, but I was not feeling to be here." So he was very funny, and very naughty. And talking about childhood thing, and my favorite thing was to climb palm trees. You must have seen palm trees. These are very, long in length, and there is a tricky method of, climbing it. So there's a kind of rope that you have to, tighten yourself and the palm tree, and then you have to climb it in a, particular way. So this is something that I still remember, and I'm going to do the practical illustration tomorrow as well. I hope I do not fall down from there. So this is all about my childhood, and I remember each day I spent here, and I miss a lot all the days that I spent. And I wish you all have the same days as well. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster, table topic master.
Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you for sharing your lovely past. Great big round of applause for TM Amir Bilal. So the next speaker I have in my list here is TM Junaid Hussain. Are you around, TM Junaid? TM Junaid, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, excellent. You get very powerful voice already. So, excellent. So I have a topic for you. I remember when I was a child, I used to dream a lot, and I used to watch movies, and I used to take myself as one of the hero of that movie, and used to play a lot in my imagination. So I would like to know that you yourself is a movie hero, and who was that hero? And would you like to share some of the movie picture from your imagination?
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
please go ahead.
Thank you, table topic Toastmaster Majid. Well, to be honest, I was more of a fan of the professional wrestling. So I used to idealize Hulk Hogan a lot, and I still remember that I used to make a ring in my bedroom, and I used to fight with my siblings. And at the same time, I still remember that once I fought with my sister, and she also got injured, and we had to take her to the hospital. And I also have another incident to share that once I remember, well, actually I was like out of uh, emotions, and I just took my t-shirt and I uh, tear it apart, out of the emotions. So I think I had an hero, uh, which I used to see it in Hulk Hogan. But ultimately, after I grew up and I found out that everything is fake, so so I was a bit upset, but you never know. So thank you.
Perfect.
And over to you.
Yeah, perfect. TM Junaid, thank you so much for sharing. And thank you so much for making me recall Hulk Hogan. I remember he was my favorite too. Even I'm sure a lot of people, used to admire him a lot. Great speech. Thank you. So the next gentleman I have, next Toastmaster I have on my list is TM Soy Paul. So do we have you here, Mr. TM Soy Paul? I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. TM Soy, are you here? Yeah, I can see you. I hope you can hear me as well, Tim
Yeah.
Soy. Can you hear me? All right, excellent. So, would you like to be given a topic?
Yeah, tell
TM.
me.
All right, excellent. So, TM Soy, I would like to ask you a question. You see, that would you like to go back to your childhood And if yes, then why? Would you like to go back to your childhood? If yes, then why? Team Soy.
Tabletop master, fellow Toastmasters and guests. In every stage, it was an enjoyable one. In the when we I remember in my childhood, I was struggled a lot, but I thought when I become the older, I can survive this one. Okay, then I did it. But the problems are different. When we need to move to further and further, our problems are the different. When we are reaching the school, we thought that it can be in the high school will be the better. When you reach the high school, the pressure will be more. Then you go to the college, and the other pressure will be there. Then the job and the marriage and the children. So I don't want to back to the any childhood now. I want to do the one thing only. I would like to be enjoy my life as it is now, because we have only one life. It is in front of now. We cannot plan well by the tomorrow. Okay, we can plan it, but it is not necessary. It will come according to our plan. It may come or may not come. But one thing is sure: in the present is only within our hand. We can enjoy the present, but we can do the same thing. We can fulfill the dreams what we couldn't fulfill in our olden days throughout the children's. We can give them the new dreams. We can help them to achieve their dreams. This is the only thing what I can do it. Instead of going back by myself, I can go through my children's back in.
Perfect, perfect. Great speech. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. You are such a great speaker. All right, so the next speaker I have, and in fact, the last speaker I have in my list for today's table topic session, TM Shamil Shahryar. So, are you here, TM Shamil Shahryar? TM Shamil Shahryar, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, excellent, TM Shamil.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I cannot see you. Okay, anyways. Again, I come to a topic. So, your topic is, I remember those lovely days when we used to have a lot of teachers and we used to like our teachers a lot. We used to admire our teachers a lot. So, did you ever fell in love with your teacher as a child? If yes, what did you do about it?
Can you repeat the?
Your topic is.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Did you ever fell in love with your teacher? If yes, then what did you do about it?
Uh, that is a very excellent question. I'm glad you asked it, and the answer is yes. I did fell in love with my teacher. Not just one, many teachers. I didn't say anything or do anything about it because I didn't talk that much. The only thing I could have done was stare at their beautiful face. That's all I did. That's it.
No, but you still have to talk. You have you need to talk for at least 1 minute, gentlemen.
No, I didn't talk to.
No, you didn't talk to her, but what did you used to have in your mind? What did you used to think? Your plans,
in
your
my
imagination.
mind
Would you like to
was
share your
that
imagination?
the only thing I could hope was for 5 minutes alone with my teacher. That's all. To talk to, and that's all I could do. To talk, tell my feelings, but that day could never come because my teachers are in Rawalpindi. That's it.
Okay. Excellent, Ian. Shamil, thank you so much for sharing this thought. So, great show. I enjoyed everybody's speech, and it's good to be back after a long time doing this table topic session. This is some session which I love to do. So I'm doing it for the first time online. Thank you so much, DTM Talab and Hamid, for pushing me for it. I'm really glad that you did that because I really enjoyed doing the session. So with this, I would like everybody to please vote for the best speaker. So I hope somebody can, you know,
Before that,
share
please
with-
ask timer that everybody has qualified.
yeah, Mr.
Yeah.
Timer. Do everybody
Everyone is qualified beside DTM Maria. She took 3 minutes and 8 seconds, and that's why, as she was overtime, so she's disqualified. Otherwise, everyone is qualified.
Okay.
I'm
So
floating the poll, guys. I'm floating the poll, and it's about to come. Everybody, please take 1 minute to vote for your favorite table topic speaker. And okay, table topics master. There were a total of 6 speakers, right?
yeah, they were like
Okay.
exactly there were 6 speakers.
Yeah. Okay, here it comes. We have 6 votes remaining. 4. What are the 4 people thinking about? I don't know. Okay, 3.
I think they're tossing names. So I think we can live without the 2 votes.
Okay, we have 3 votes remaining.
Okay. And if we could request the 3.
Come on,
fantastic-
people.
If you're around, so please do vote.
I think 3 of the voters are doing istikhara or something. Everyone, have you voted? Okay, I'm closing the polls. And there it is. Okay.
Fantastic. Okay, thank you so much, everybody. And with this, I would like to hand over the charge back to Toastmaster of the evening, the great TM Ghulam Qadir.
It was an excellent table topic session. Excellent Toastmaster, Majid Akhtar. We all enjoyed it. So it's time for the third session, and it's time for dinner. No. It's time for breakfast of champions.
Breakfast.
Yes. How can we all forget? It's not dinner, it's breakfast of champions. So let me invite our tech host, who is now the general evaluator, Toastmaster Saad Shoaib. Over to you, Toastmaster Saad Shoaib.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster of the evening. So I was looking to avoid a copyright by mentioning that evaluation is the breakfast of champions. So what I would like to say again is I think my own code, which is behind every evaluation, every good speech, we have a powerful evaluation. So the evaluators actually have a job on their hands. So let's begin. So just as a reminder, the time for the evaluation is about 2 to 3 minutes, and I would really encourage the speakers to use the sandwich approach. So that's my suggestion. So I will move to the first evaluator, who is the legend of our district, which is none.
Actually, sorry to interrupt you, General Evaluator. DTM Samir has asked to take the second slot of evaluation. So perhaps we can move on to the next evaluator first and then call him on.
Okay, good. So next we have our very own VP, PQD, rapper, singer, whatever we have DTM Talab Ilhame. Over to you, sir. Please unmute yourself.
Okay, thank you, General Evaluator. Okay, so where to even start? It was another legendary performance by Toastmaster Asghar. And while the project concerned itself solely with vocal variety, I would be remiss if I did not mention some of the amazing wordplay that he employed during the speech. So, nobody is worthless in this world. That was deception. And then you told us exactly, except for someone. As acutely and irresistibly, Big Brother is watching us. Oval-shaped head, facial expressions. I mean, it was an encyclopedia of verbal imagery. And we were thoroughly lost in your presentation. So congratulations on completely absorbing us, Toastmaster Asghar, in your story, as always. Today your flow was also very good. And I detected far fewer grammatical errors versus before. It was just one or two minor ones. Otherwise, it was perfect to my ears. And what I loved the most about your speech was your three-dimensional presentation. It was like a Christopher Nolan movie, like the camera moving this way and that. You staring in, miming the police officer staring into the car window and you going sideways like this. And then you miming your mother-in-law and you miming yourself. We could just see it. You playing every character in the three-dimensional space before the camera. Amazing job. I have seen very few better usage of this space than you have done today, especially the way you use the camera, the way you created the sound of the knock by using your laptop or equipment. Absolutely absorbing speech. The point of this project was vocal variety. And I believe that everything is in context. So yes, if I consider it from a strictly empirical perspective, perhaps the vocal variety displayed fell just short of the desired level, but I'm not used to evaluating a speaker out of context. So I see the usual rhythm, I see the usual speaking style, and then I evaluate how much they stepped out of their comfort zone. And you did that today quite well. You could have done that some more. You could have raised your voice even a little bit. For example, when you said, "Shut your big mouth," when the police officer said to your mother-in-law, it was the combined fury of the police officer and your pent-up rage of ages. And it sounded very feeble for that. You could have said, "Shut your big mouth." So that would have been something more akin to reality. And I would like I would have loved to see you go there in terms of vocal variety. But again, compared to your usual presentations, and I know because I struggle in this area too. So I know that you took some liberties, you could have taken some more. That is my only improvement area in your presentation, that you could have gone a bit more overboard with the vocal variety. Otherwise, excellent job. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much. Now we'll again request the legend of our district.
Don't forget seasoned.
Yeah, seasoned. Okay, so DTM Samir, please, sir, over to you.
Thank you very much, DTM Saad. Toastmaster Shamam started off brilliantly by saying weekends are happiness. But then she explained that as a working woman, she had to do a number of things over the weekend. Her gestures throughout were brilliant. When she said accomplish, she had the hand gestures. When she said my car was at the third position, you could see it with her hands. And when she said the queue was long, her whole body and hand went to show that yes, it was a long queue. And her eye contact was absolutely on the spot throughout. She was looking into the camera, not here and there. So, very well done. Then she spoke about her interaction with the head mechanic who told her that each moment is to live and not to look at the ticking clock. And the fact that you're not indispensable. I love the way she involved the whole audience by asking people to take a deep breath. At the end, I think your speech was slightly put off because of technology, but that happens to all of us in these days of Zoom. All in all, a wonderful speech. However, I felt it could have been a bit of more impact if you had used slightly more vivid words and had more varied facial expressions. For example, weekends are a time of happiness. You sleep, you eat, and you meet friends and relax, right? But not for me. I'm a working woman. I have to work for money during the week, and then I have to work during the weekend for my family. So, oh gosh, you're stressed. Then your main interaction was with the mechanic. I could have liked to seen the whole scene a little more vividly. Like it was a sweltering hot Karachi summer day, and I could feel the sweat pouring from me. All the peoples in the different cars were looking upset and frustrated. However, I couldn't help but notice the head mechanic. He was a middle-aged man with gray hair, neatly brushed back, and a small beard. He was wearing a blue shalwar kameez, which must have been washed 1,000 times because it was almost white and faded. He was smiling and chatting with his workers, and not a sign of worry. And all I could think was, is this man crazy? How can he be so calm and happy in this heat and chaos? So yeah, the people would have felt it. The whole scene would have been brought to life. And then you said, you are not indispensable. Absolutely right. But perhaps you could have said, a light went off in my head. I realized that the graveyard is full of indispensable people. Very important people who thought the whole world couldn't go on without them, but they died. And the world is still going on, isn't it? So why kill yourself with stress? Enjoy, take deep breaths, and the world will keep on going on. So I think if you had used slightly more vivid words, it would have brought the scene a little bit more to life. But on the whole, I must say your speech was wonderful, relevant. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I look forward to your next speech. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, DTM Samir. So next we have the ever jolly the dual club Toastmaster Dr. Mohsen Jamal. Over to you.
So thank you, General Evaluator. So fellow Toastmasters and guests, TM Talha gave his icebreaker. Now normally when you hear a new member giving his icebreaker, you expect him to make a lot of beginner mistakes. Like you expect him to be fiddling with his hands or be very anxious, but TM Talha was extremely confident. He spoke clearly. He knew the right place where his hands should be. They were like this, and he had this power pose. Now, there are things that he spoke. It was his icebreaker. So he talked that he's empathetic and he's idealist. Now, it would have been better if he spoke very little about these things, because since it was his icebreakers, I was expecting him to talk more about his hobbies and about his siblings and about his future aspirations, things that would tell me more about him, like how he spent his entire childhood and what he plans to do in his future. Uh, we speakers have a lot of different tools that we can use to convey our message to our listeners. Now, so one thing that I noticed was that he was speaking a bit faster a lot of times, because a lot of times we are trying to convey a lot of things to our speaker, to our audience. There are a lot of content that we want to convey to our audience, and so we start speaking very fast. But I think it's better if you speak slower and try to convey less things, but make them memorable. Overall, it was a very good speech. Means I did not feel like you were a new member. You were very confident. One advice that I would give you is that the more number of times you give the prepared speeches, the better speaker you become. So keep coming and keep giving more and more prepared speech. Take every opportunity that you can get to speak. So over to the journal evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mohsin. So next we have our newly appointed DTM, Mr. Asharo Shanawaz. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Am I audible?
Yeah. Yes.
Toastmaster Latif. Well, you are a very brave pathway. It is never easy to present a humorous speech, and it is never easy to evaluate a humorous speech. The title of your speech was My Odds, Level 1, Project 2 of Evaluation and Feedback. The most important thing that I have to mention over here, that you called me before your speech and you discussed that what did you want me to look into, and that shows your professionalism. You started your speech with the smiling face, hand gestures were there, great eye contact, body movement, running away from a bull. I can run faster than you. It was funny, and it had a lesson. You use props, guitars, and you mentioned about the result day and when you were in class 7, and you paused before the punchline, which was brilliant. Hiding behind your wife to protect yourself from a dog, and your wife hiding behind you to protect herself from cats. So this was again a very funny story. T-shirt, and you wore a T-shirt and you looked like Salman Khan, and lavish honeymoon, but ended up with dal chawal. So there were many points. There were many punchlines, and they were delivered brilliantly. Conclusion was there. It was motivational, and it had a lesson in them. Area of improvements. Well, I would say that voice modulation was there. It was definitely there, but it can be a bit more improved. Punchline was also there, but it can be also a bit improved. You are a great speaker and a brave one too for doing humorous speech. Greatest challenge for a Toastmaster is to deliver a humorous speech. You have successfully completed your project. Congratulations. Back to General Value.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Shahrukh. So next we have the ever dedicated member of our club, which is Toastmaster Hiba Reis Khan. So please, over to you, Toastmaster Hiba.
Okay. TM Mohsin Raza, you spoke on a topic and you spoke on a very good topic. And what I liked about is the fact that is you merged it with politics. In my view, I think some of the politicians were indeed ahead of time and took the country to new great heights, while the others were corrupt and destroyed the nation. Our politicians have indeed been a bunch of clowns in my way and have always entertained the world with their antics. That's what I think at times. People may differ, think differently. And then I thought you spoke with clarity during your speech, and I could understand what you spoke. You had good eye contact during the time you spoke, and I saw you constantly looked at the camera. You also had good gestures and were able to express yourself clearly during the time you spoke. And in my view, the audience were well aware about what you were speaking. You also appeared quite comfortable and easy during the time you spoke. And I also thought that the way you constructed your speech was quite interesting, and you were able to engage the audience with your well-constructed speech. However, in my view, I think that there were two areas of improvement which you need to focus upon. The first one is that you lack vocal variety, and I thought you should have inculcated in vocal variety in your speech to add more depth. And I also thought that you were constantly moving to and fro like this. You should have been a bit more steady and have expressed yourself. And in the end, by concentrating on the areas of improvement and trying to focus upon your gray areas in your next speech, you sure will become a better speaker with the passage of time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, MTM Heba. So next we have our very own the captain of the KTC ship. We have our IPP Toastmaster Imran Rana. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sashay, for your wonderful introduction. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, today DT and Talha was sharing some aspects of his experience of networking and told us about latest event town hall held this Sunday. I wish I could have attended the session, but from your speech and your jubilant expressions, I can confidently say that it was a huge success. So congratulations on that. In your speech, you told us that on a short notice, how the new trio managed everything successfully. This shows that there is a good chemistry between the new trio and they are on the same page. That's good to know that. This also proves that if you decide something and have a doer attitude, then you can accomplish everything you want. Finally, you concluded that the outcomes of that event, of that networking, was the unity among the members all around the country, and also to showcase the Pakistan talent all around the world. I must say, you are an exemplary speaker, and you were very clear and understood through your vocal variety. Your body language was perfectly aligned with your speech, and you used eye contact efficiently. I was trying to find out some areas of improvement, but I hardly found uh, any of the improvement area. But yes, if I couldn't interrupt you in beginning, I would have suggested that. Overall, it was an amazing and inspiring speech. Mission accomplished. Congratulations, Toastmaster Talha.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Imran Rana. So we actually actually save the best for last. So 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 for the final e- evaluation, we have our own Madam President MTM Urusa Kawal. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Toastmaster Babar Ali Hasnan gave a speech on Lahore and its lifestyle. I must say, Toastmaster Babar, you have a knack for audience engagement. You can engage people by just saying a few single sentences or a few lines, and the people are just talking to you like that. So that is a very good thing that you have in your speeches. You talked about the food taste that created humor. You talked about people who are accepting, food lovers, and that all created the audience interaction. However, your speech ran around three themes. That was culture, food, and people. What I would have liked to see in your speech would be these themes standing out individually rather than having a merge into each other. For example, you could have talked about the people of Lahore as they are very colorful. They enjoy life. They don't take anything seriously, but when they do take it seriously, everyone runs for their life. So that could have created some buzz. Like the culture is rich in arts, the Buddhist effects in the culture of Lahore, the Sufism, the nooks and corners that are so rich and they do get neglected, the food that one can gorge on and literally feel full and guilty of, the thick nihari and saucy nihari, which unfortunately has become the highlight on the TV. Maybe you could add all these to your speech and create a little more lively speech. All in all, it was an excellent effort, and congratulations on completing this project. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster Urusa. So that was the last of the evaluation. So I saw Toastmaster Ali has everyone qualified.
Uh, uh, I am a little bit confused as TM Rusa Kawal took 1 minute and 50 seconds, and the minimum qualifying time was 2 minutes for the evaluation. So, President.
Disqualified, as usual.
But I think one one 1 minute and 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 uh, and 50 a second is qualified, I think.
I think 2 minutes is the qualifying time.
Okay.
So besides our president, Madam Toastmaster Ursa Kawal, everyone is qualified.
Okay, so I would have asked for the votes, but 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 I see that our board. Oh, oh, he's back now. So
So, what happened while I was away?
okay, so
Except for Toastmaster Rutsa's evaluation.
Yeah, just
her disqualification.
Okay. Who's disqualified?
That was Fast and Furious.
Hard. That
Sorry?
was Toastmaster Toastmaster Orusa herself.
Okay. So I'm floating the poll right now. Just hold on. And 3, 2, 1, and there you go. We have 2 votes remaining. And we are done in record time.
Okay, so and now we'll move on to the table topic evaluation session, and for that I would like to call upon distinguished a Toastmaster Shahrukh Shanawaz. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I hope I am audible. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Table topics. Well, table topics are the real spirit of Toastmaster because we always misunderstand this word toast. It means like bread toast or butter toast, something like this. But no, toast means a small speech whenever we are asked to speak in honor of a friend or on some special occasion. So as a Toastmaster, whenever we are asked to speak, we must speak. And this session is the real embodiment of this spirit. The theme was childhood, and our first speaker was DTM Maria. Her topic was a thing you would love to do if sent back to childhood. Well, she started with great salutations. Her intro was brilliant. That she was a nerd and she used to study a lot. And there was a great body of the speech. Conclusion was there, and the message or lesson in her speech was that no time for her children nowadays due to the hectic working schedule, and she shared some of her memories riding bicycle and other activities that she did with her father, great DDM Salim. Her eye contacts were great. Her voice modulation was great. Only area of improvement I would suggest that we need to listen more from her in the future. It was very delighting to listen from her after such a long time. Second speaker was TM Farhan Haider, our very own YouTuber. His topic was your favorite time pass when you were a child. Salutations were there. Again, a great introduction. He started saying, I remember it like it's what yesterday. Body was there, the body of the speech. And the greatest lesson which we have learned from his speech was that the entire street of the street where he used to play, the entire street was like his family. So that was a great message in his speech. Great eye contact, voice modulation, hand gestures were there. Only area of improvement I would like to suggest is that conclusion could have been improved. Otherwise, it was a great story, a great speech with a great message. Our third speaker was TM Amir Bilal. He was asked to tell us about his favorite friend. He started with salutations. Introduction was there. He shared with us that his cousin was his best friend. He shared a story, and he also shared his experience with us about climbing a palm tree. Conclusion was also there, which was very brilliant that he missed those days. Eye contact, voice modulation, hand gesture, everything was there. Our next speaker was TM Junaid Hussain. He was told to tell us about his favorite movie. Salutations were there. Great intro. I liked his speech a lot. He, like me, was a fan of wrestling. He shared his story that he fought with his sister. So did I, and my sister has still was very young, and he ripped his T-shirt out of emotion. So did I. So I really related with his speech. Conclusion: everything was fake. The same heartbreak. I can relate with that. Voice modulation was there. Eye contact was there. Hand gestures were there. You don't have to say thank you. I have also developed this bad habit of saying thank you, but in Toastmaster, as a speaker, we try not to say thank you. Next speaker is Paul. His title was To Go Back to Your Childhood. Salutations were there. Introduction was there. Every stage becomes because the main lesson in his speech was that with the passage of time, stages gradually change, and so does the problem. And the conclusion was brilliant that we have to enjoy our life at hand. Great voice modulation, hand gesture. Only thing I would like to advise is to work on his eye contact because in these online meetings we have to look at the camera, and trust me, I'm also finding it very difficult to make eye contact in these online meetings. Our last speaker was TM Shamil Shariar. The topic given to him was Fell in Love with Your Teacher, and I am amazed. You are a very brave speaker. You confess your love bravely, and every time I listen to you, I am surprised and shocked. Great voice modulations. The only problem with the speech was that your video was not working. We would have liked to see your facial expressions. So it was a wonderful session. I learned a lot. With this, I would like to hand over the lectern to our general evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Shahrukh. So, and now for my own comments and observation. So the meeting actually began on time, even though I was late. So apologies for that. And the Toastmaster of the day was totally brilliant. Is his a one line a feedback about each speaker were excellent, and he and the theme which he introduced was actually very much engaging. And next, it actually was nice to have some international Toastmasters from out of Pakistan and
also a also a Toastmaster from PSF, and I'm and really looking forward to more of this. Nextly, we are live on YouTube. That's a nice step step taken by our VPE, and now for some things that maybe improved upon.
Toastmaster
And
Saab,
yes,
you haven't take reports from the facilitators.
oh, okay, apologies for that. Thank you for that that reminder. So uh, so so let's ask for the Ramadian report from our IPP, Mr. Toastmaster Imran Rana. So please, sir.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Saab. Today I was given one of the difficult and toughest role, that is grammarian. I must say that today we had an amazing speeches, and most of almost everyone used language properly. So few there were few errors which I came across. Someone said each moment, sorry. My doorbell rang. So it was in a past tense, so it should be my doorbell rang. There was incorrect pronunciation of the word hurriedly. The correct pronunciation is hurriedly. Everything everything uh, everything did not go, could be say that everything did not move. Then someone said we end up, since it was in past tense, so it should be we ended up. The moment I land, it was in past tense, so it should be the moment I landed. uh, the list go on and on, it should be the list goes on and on. Someone said, which is Toastmaster Hiba Rais Khan? It should be, who is Toastmaster Hiba Rais Khan? Over to you, Toastmaster Saab, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much for that report. So next we have the word master, which is our own Miss uh, President MTM Urusa Cover.
Thank you, General Evaluator. The word of the day was childish, and it was used by Toastmaster Ghulam Kadir and DTM Talha. DTM Talha used it out of context, not in his speech. And I don't think anyone else used it in table topics or any other place. So back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much for your report. And next we have the have the have which is a Toastmaster Ali Asher.
Thank you so much. Let me remove the swipe. So can I share my screen?
Yes, I can.
So our meeting started at 6:30. At 6:35 it was 5 minutes late, and then we wrap up our business section within 3 minutes. Toastmaster of the day took charge at 6:44. Our segment one was started at 7 p.m. In the first segment, and which was prepared speech, speaker one, Madam Toastmaster Shamam took 7 minutes. Toastmaster Asghar Ramzan took 6 minutes and 44 seconds. Toastmaster Talha Bashara took 4 minutes and 39 seconds. Toastmaster Latif Mansoor took 7 minutes and 18 seconds. Toastmaster Mohsin Raza took 6 minutes and 38 seconds. DTM Tala bin Hamid took 7 minutes and 11 seconds. Toastmaster Babar Ali Hasnain took 5 minutes and 49 seconds. Our second segment of the table topic was started at uh, 8:16, and in which our first speaker, DTM Maria, took 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Toastmaster Farhan Haider took 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Toastmaster Ahmed Bilal took 2 minutes and 13 seconds. Toastmaster Junaid Hussain took 1 minute and 50 seconds. Toastmaster Soy Paul took 1 minute and 42 seconds, and Toastmaster Shamil Sharia took 1 minute and 9 seconds. Our third segment of evaluation, in which our first evaluator, DTM Samir, took 3 minutes and 11 seconds. DTM Tala took 3 minutes and 40 seconds. DTM Mohsin Jamal took exact 2 minutes. DTM Shahrukh Shanawaz took 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Madam Toastmaster Hiba Rais took 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Toastmaster Imran Bana took 2 minutes and 44 seconds. And our last evaluator, Madam Toastmaster Ursa Kawal, took only 1 minute and 49 seconds. And our table topic evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Shahrukh Shanawaz, took 4 minutes and 50 seconds. That's all from my side. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you very much for that awesome report. Next, we have the R counter, which is Toastmaster Mohsin Jamal.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So after looking at TM Ali's report, I feel a bit embarrassed reading it from the paper. But anyways, so TM Shamam used R 4 times and 1 time. TM Asghar used R 4 times and repeated a word 1 time. TM Talha did not use any filler words. TM Mohsin Raza used R for 14 times and repeated the word 6 times. DTM did not use any filler words. TM Babar used R 6 times. TM Maria used R 4 times, TM Farhan used ARP 2 times, TM Amir used it 1 time, TM Shamil used it 1 time, TM Imran used it 1 time, and DTM Shahrukh used it 2 times. So over to the general evaluator.
Thank you very much for that report. Next, we have the role of the listener, which is of MTM Hiba Rais Khan. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I'll be calling out interesting words and phrases spoken by the speaker during the prepared speeches, table topics, and the overall session, and the audience will have to guess it. Okay, the first one is to gorge.
Asghar,
No.
repeat the word,
One
please.
more time.
Food to gorge.
TM Babar.
No.
Food to God.
TM Urusa.
Okay.
Now, what the fuss is all about?
TM Asfar.
Yeah?
No, TM Talha. Talha.
No.
TM Shamam.
No.
TM Latif.
No.
TM Asghar.
No. No.
Nobody used it. It's your own.
TM Mohsen Raza. TM Mohsen Raza. Okay, Mohsen Raza. Okay. Inherent good.
Come again.
TM Talha Bisharat. TM Talha Bisharat.
Yes, exactly. The inherent goodness was the word. Okay. Wait. ठीक है. People gelling in.
Talha.
Toastmaster
No.
Talha.
No.
TM Asghar.
No,
No.
TM Shamam.
No.
Once again, it's your own created. This is unfair.
Am I the only one hearing the speeches? Am I the only one doing the hard labor?
This is your own created. We are not playing this. This is foul play.
No, this is not foul play. When you are in the session, you should keep your ears open. For
DTM Talha said that.
Hello.
Telling in TM Ali Hasnan. Okay.
Let me recheck.
No,
Let me recheck it from.
Be a nerd.
TM Maria.
Yes.
Maria.
TM Maria.
Okay. Fiddling with your hands.
Mohsen Jamal.
Yes.
Yes,
Very
Mohsen
good.
Jamal in his
Okay.
evaluation.
Okay. So much on their bucket list.
TM Latif.
No.
Bucket list.
TM Shamam.
No.
I'm
TM
sure.
Saw Paul.
DTM Maria. Crux of Lahori culture. This is easy.
Baba.
Yes,
Yasnan Baba.
Yes.
TM Arusa Kabir.
No.
I also said this. No, wait. I said this. When I told the title to the evaluator, I said this.
Oh, yes.
Gotcha.
It was TM Ali Hasnan. Mujhe yaad hai, but I don't know.
No, he did not say the speech title in his speech. He just delivered the speech. I said the speech title.
Okay. The next one is you are an exemplary speaker.
Oh, that could be anyone.
Toastmaster Majid.
TM Shahrukh Shanawaz.
Samir. Yeah.
You have to make a guess because I said prepared speeches.
Toastmaster Majid. Toastmaster Majid.
Tala. DTM Tala.
No.
Toastmaster ABCD FGH.
Toastmaster
TM Shahrukh.
Imran Rana. Imran Rana, yes.
Yes, Imran, I think.
Okay. The Sufism.
TM Urusa Kaval.
TM Urusa Kaval. TM Urusa Kaval.
TM Urusa
In her
Kaval.
evaluation, yes, she
Exactly.
used this word, TM Urusa Kaval.
Okay. Fitting send-off.
DTM Tala.
Yes.
Yes, DTM Talha.
Cherry on the top.
DTM
Talha.
Okay.
Please
Already
specify
hold
which
the town
which
hall.
Talha. We have
Already hold the
multiple now.
town hall.
DTM.
We'll request Talha Basharat to please change your name.
Okay. Okay. Already hold the town hall.
Talha.
DTM Tala.
DTM Tala.
Okay.
Town hall meeting.
Light-hearted moments.
DTM Latif.
Yes.
Toastmaster Ghulam.
Fear of the bull.
Latif.
Exactly.
Toastmaster Latif.
It was contagious.
Talha.
DTM Talha.
Yes.
Talha.
Okay. Hide my sadistic pleasure.
TM Asghar.
Asghar.
Yes. Gratification monkey.
Basharat. Talha Basharat.
TM Talha Basharat.
I was sleep deprived over the past week.
Toastmaster Mohsen.
TM Shamam.
Newborn Talha. Newborn Talha. Newborn Talha.
Okay, the last one. My 11-year-old daughter was jubilant.
TM
Asghar.
Yes, finally. And the last, sorry, this was the second
There's another last one.
one. Running outside for the errand.
Come again.
TM Shamam.
For the errand.
TM Shamam.
Exactly. That's it.
That was really good.
Yes, exactly. That was excellent. Thank you very much for that. And,
Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
And next, as the tech host, I would like to thank for actually being a nice audience. So now we again my
TM Sad, you're breaking up. TM Sad, we cannot hear you properly.
Yes, I'm back now. So yeah, now for some things which can be improved are for the speaker to use less political statements and words. So that's actually that's a thing which goes against the rules of Toastmasters. Next, if you don't don't have a role to speak and a role holder is is missing. So so please is is a tap up and take it. So so that would actually make the meeting much smoother. So next, when the when the when the speaker is speaking, so please you can just avoid the chats, because that actually that can confuse the speaker. You can a chat after that to uh, to give the feedbacks, but not while they're speaking. Lastly, when you when you speak, it's it's a better to either you can pin the timer, or you can you can you can uh, you can actually keep looking at the timers window, which I think was mostly missing today. All in all, an excellent meeting. A good number of audience, nice speeches and everything. And now I would like to hand the proverbial stage to our our Toastmaster of the day, which is Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir. Over to you.
Thank you very much for an excellent session, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Saad Shoaib. We really enjoyed that session, and an excellent evaluation for the general evaluation, the last part which you did. Since we are getting late now, so it's time to quickly wrap it up. We are already 41 minutes late from our scheduled time. Last thing which is left, I believe, is the voting for the Big Four. So, vote counter, can you please circulate the votes for the Big Four?
Yes, just a second. I'm floating the poll. I have it ready, and 3, 2, 1, and here. And 3 votes remaining, 2 remaining. Okay, 2 of those who haven't voted. 1, okay. And just waiting for the last vote. It's not likely to change anything, but still. Okay, I believe we are done. Okay.
Thank you very much, vote counter. Now I hand over the charge to Ms. President to announce the winners of the day. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. That was indeed a very well conducted and a very interesting session. We talked about childhood, we talked about memories, we talked about Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse. And I was just wondering whether we would be seeing any more characters, but unfortunately they didn't pop up. However, I would like to make a small note over here that we do avoid political talks. So speeches on that topic really don't go down well with a lot of members. So those speeches should be avoided in the future. Toastmaster DTM Talha, would you be announcing the winners?
Yes. Okay. So thank you, Madam President. First category was Best Speaker, and the Best Speaker goes to Toastmaster Asghar Ramzan.
Yay! That was indeed a very, very enlightening speech.
Best Table Topic Speaker goes to Toastmaster. Okay, I can't find the winner here. Oh yeah, here he is, Toastmaster Junaid Hussain. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Junaid.
Best Evaluator is no surprise at all because everybody was voting for DTM Samir already. So yes, DTM Samir.
Congratulations, DTM Samir, and we'd be looking forward to the speech that you'd be giving soon.
Yes. And Best Big Four goes to our debutant Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir. So now, quickly taking our comments from our guests. The first guest that I can find here is I have a very small screen today. Guest Sumaya, would you like to tell us how you found our meeting today?
The meeting was fantastic, and I mean, who am I to critique you guys? You guys are so talented, and I genuinely look up to all of you. I'm a part of the youth Toastmasters, and I really hope that one day we can be as big and as successful as all of you guys. Thank you for making these meetings open so that people like me can join, and I'm waiting to join every single meeting from now on.
Oh, we'd love you guys to have. We'd love to have you guys in our meeting. The next guest I'd like comments from is Toastmaster Soy.
Hello, everyone. I'm in the car now. Okay, this was a wonderful meeting and it was enjoyed. Throughout the session. There was a great speeches was there. But the only thing was one small request. But I feel if the speakers can adjust their camera, because it is in the electronic, if you'll raise or their laptop in such a level so that they can see the view, only the VP can work a little bit. This is the only thing what I feel. The meeting was great speeches. You're the lovely. Wish to have participated in the future meetings also, if you'll invite. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Soy. I don't think we have any more guests. No. So with that, we'll be wrapping off today's meeting and meeting next week.
Critics.
Oh yeah, all right. Yeah, we have two more winners. The Critics' Choice Best Speaker. Can anyone guess who that is?
Toastmaster Urusa.
Why did not give a speech? Probably next week. Okay, so the Critics' Choice Best Speaker is none other than our best speaker for today, Toastmaster Asghar. And our Critics' Choice, yes, sure. And our Critics' Choice Best Facilitator is our timer for today, Toastmaster Ali Asher, with that amazing sheet that he made. an amazingly well organized sheet, I must say. Keep that up. Well, the speaker for Critics' Choice Best Speaker is chosen on the basis of the international speech ballot. So we use the ballot and we judge all the prepared speeches on that ballot, and we have one person. There's someone who asked a question, so I'm answering them. We choose one person who acts as a judge throughout the meeting, judging all the prepared speeches on that international speech ballot. So based on the basis of that ballot, Toastmaster Asghar's speech has been judged, and he has been the winner today. So with that, let's wrap up today's meeting and meet next week, same place, same time. Till then, see you all, guys. Bye-bye.
Allah Hafiz, everyone.
Bye bye. See you then. See you then.